Hey everybody, welcome back to Stamping School. I had a customer ask me where are the snowmen in the Stampin' Up! Catalogs this year. And it's true, some years we have so many snowmen, and this year they're a little harder to find. So there's a little one right here in the Jar of Joy that we use. Remember we made this cute little guy? And this one has been very popular. Festive Friends, he is still available, and he's pretty cute. I like with their little short legs. Seen a lot of cute things done with this one. For those snowmen lovers, we can just make our own. So we are going to make our own snowmen. Super easy to do. You know, it's been something people have done for years and years and years, but I have a friend who just loves snowmen, and I wanted to make her one that was special. So really easy to do. You can use circle punches, you can use circle dies, you can even use deckled circles. There's a lot of different things. I'm using the Stylish Shapes dies. They're still available. They are much used in my craft room because they have so many different sizes of squares and circles and these banners, and they're stitched on the inside and the outside. So when you cut them out, even the paper that's left behind has stitches, like on the window, which I really like. I'm using these two sizes. I'll put the measurements below so you know what they are. This card is actually a little bit bigger. This is the next size up from an A2, but it still only requires a first class stamp. Still, you can go up to 5x7 or even maybe a little bigger and still just use one stamp. But this is a 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 when it's folded. But it fits him nicely. So I have two of these right here. We're just going to make a head and then the body. And then for the hat, I use the smallest square right here. It's about 1 inch. And I use the smallest banner. And I'm just cutting off the little banner edges right here to make the brim of the hat, I suppose. And glue those together. And then before I glue that on there, I'm taking a little strip of red cardstock just to make a little accent piece across here, right there, just because I like it. And trim that off. Maybe like it's only a 1/4 of an inch. And then this piece will just go on top like that. So it just makes a cute little hat. And you don't have to use the dies for this. You can just punch an inch, or you can just cut one out, and it makes a cute little hat. You can also just take off the sharp corners and make it a little bit more finished. But there's the hat. Now for the body, a few things to do before we decorate him up. And there's a little trick for putting him all together and a trick for putting the scarf on. I took a little bit of Pretty in Pink ink, and actually I didn't even have to do it. I still have a little pink on there, and just do a tiny dusting of pink for his cheeks right here in the middle. Not a lot, just a little bit. And then around the edges, just a little bit of balmy blue. Like I said, I didn't even ink it up. It's just whatever ink was there. You just want a little bit. You don't want him to be blue, but you want him to have just a wee bit of definition around the edges. We're going to tack on his hat right up here just because it helps me to figure out where his eyes are going to be. For his eyes, I didn't have black, so I grabbed my Sharpie and my low profile dots, whatever ones you have, and just went around with the black Sharpie. I know we have our alcohol markers and they are supposed to do the same thing, but to me I feel like the black Sharpie is really 100% waterproof and it dries quickly and it's not going to rub off. So once these are dry, you can pick these up, and these are the eyes we're going to put on. I'm going to do one, upside down, there we go. One here and one here. He's cute already just by adding the eyes. I added the 3 larger ones here. Now you could do buttons, you could do anything you want, but I just kept it kind of traditional. For the nose, pumpkin cardstock, and I don't have a carrot punch or a carrot die, so I'm using this bumblebee set with the heart and then just cutting it down. So you'd probably be fine, you know, to just cut one freehand, but it does make a nice little nose for him. So you can make him any size you want. Point it up, point it down, whatever looks good to you. For the mouth, if you don't want to freehand it, if you use one of these circle dies, like this one here, and lay it down here, like right where you want his little smile to go, and then grab a marker with a finer tip, like our Stampin' Right marker or anything you have, a little fine tip Sharpie, anything like that, and keep your finger out of the way and just give it a little smile. There, it's so easy. You could do little dots, anything you like. All right, now to put everything together, what you want to do is create a brace along the whole body. It really helps them stay together. It's like a 1/2 inch by maybe 3 inches, just a piece of scrap thick white cardstock. You can glue the head on a little bit like that, but just to kind of keep him, you know, together as much as you can, like that, because it's not much to glue together. You don't want to, you want him to have a neck of some sort to put the scarf on. So turn this over. It really makes a difference to put the hat and the body, everything. Then you can really move him around. Now for his arms, the only thing that I had die-wise or punch-wise was to use the branching out twig, these little pine leaves in brown, and then cut them apart. And then I trimmed up so that there were only 3 fingers. I always wondered why they only gave them 3 fingers. So I know they're branches, but couldn't they have 5 little? I don't know. Well, this guy has 4 on this one. So wherever you want him to be, to have his little arm, then add it with a dimensional on the back. Do the same thing for the other side. If you want him waving or whatever you want him to do, he can hold a heart, he can hold an ornament, you know, whatever. And then for the scarf, there's a little bit of a trick for that to make it lay nicely. You want to take a smaller piece of ribbon, about 3 inches, and add that around first. Keep it kind of loose, don't go too tight with it. And we're just going to glue it on the back side, right here. Thank goodness they don't turn this over to see what it looks like, because it's a hot mess on the back. But you want just enough like that to be able to tie the second piece on. You probably want to give yourself 6 inches just so you've got enough room to get up in there, tie it. This shimmer ribbon has shimmer on just one side, so you have to think about that when you're tying it on. That real fuzzy yarn ribbon we had a few years back would be adorable. If you just have yarn, that would be really cute. But then just tie that on. That way you can kind of flip that around and get it just right. So the card base is shaded spruce, and then the designer paper is from Elegant Pine. I just like that green and snowflakey background. A little bit of snow down at the bottom with that textured white cardstock. And then the stamp set down at the bottom is traditional labels. I love this die set because of all the little curvy verses in there. You could do it in red, or I also did it in the shaded spruce embossed with white. I think that looks nice too. But in the end, I just stamped it with the shaded spruce and then layered it on there. So, all right, that's the DIY snowman. Go make one. We'll see you next time. See it, learn it, stamp it.